limits of debate in this country are established before the debate even begins, and everyone else is marginalized. They're made to seem either to be communists or some sort of disloyal person, a kook, there's a word, and now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff. The limits of debate in this country...
Oops, I didn't mean to play that back. Sorry. So this is just going to be a training video. If you didn't know, there was a hashtag Unity4J State of the Movement address that was done with Suzie Dawson, Elizabeth LeVos, with Vivian Kubrick and Ray McGovern appearing, and then a second one. You don't know. If you just do hashtag Unity4J on Twitter, you'll easily find it. Let's see. So, how are things doing? Let's see. Last I checked, let me refresh it. 2,453 members, 329 online. This was State of the Movement address done here, and this was the follow-up. Hi, how's it going? Right. So you don't necessarily have to be in the digital army. You could just learn this just to learn it. If you just want to practice live streaming and maybe even doing it with Zoom, there's plenty of people who've learned. So there's plenty of people who can also teach. Just to know, I was the one streaming today, and the bad thing about having one person stream is that it's really easy. And this is my setup as I was recording. It's really easy for the powers that be to shut me down, whether it's by well, taking me out, or taking out my power, or taking out my internet. So and plus they could even make it easier by just taking out my taking out the platform, the channels. So what we're trying to do is trying to make it more streamlined and easier for beginners, people who aren't new to this yet. So if we use restream.io, we add in a custom RMTP and a second channel for YouTube. That'll just restream to 4 different channels. It's easier. You have to pay some money to it. The bad thing is, well, they can. You're basically streaming from one location, and they could shut you down pretty easily if they know how to pinpoint you. Unless you're in some type of bunker. I'm not in a bunker. I'm just in a basement. So, though it's a better way in the future, in the long run, if we get enough people in the Unity4J, the digital army, you could the invites in the Discord link in the description. You can, and if that's big enough, many people can stream. Sorry if I'm winching and it's just in pain from my back. There's plenty of ways that's harder to stop. You have 1,000 people streaming to 1,000 different locations, restreaming, mirroring, whatever. They can't shut it down. They can't shut it all down. They'd have to stop 1,000 different people in 1,000 different locations. Not only that, I mean, their only other alternative is to shut down maybe the couple of platforms where live streaming is possible. They either have to shut it all down and everyone will experience that shutdown, or they have to have targeted shutdowns for the 1,000 people who are streaming and mirroring and whatnot. So it's kind of a multi it's only one reason to have an army, and that's to have a war. Even though it's a peaceful, non-violent digital army, the battlefield is still in the same way. Alright, so enough of this talking. Let's get to the training part. So what I have here is just a profile and a scene setup. Now, great thing about OBS, and there's probably going to be better updates in the future, or you can probably configure your own version of OBS if you wanted to. I think you have to pay money for that. I'm not sure. But as you can see, I have a, sorry, I'm trying to get the microphone set up. Profile, this is mine. Right now, the profile really doesn't change the scenes. It just changes your profile. So let's go back to the Unity 4J. And this machine was streaming on Facebook for the internet party. So if I go here and go to the stream, you can see in the custom streaming server, I've got the URL for Facebook. Okay. Now if I switch my profile, and you can change a lot of different things. If you switch your profile, now you got your settings and you got your stream. You see the URL changed, and where I usually do, I use this as a backup for my restream. So you can see that the profile pretty much switched out your settings, and that can include your output, your audio, your video, including your hotkeys. Well, not your hotkeys. I'm sorry. I think it might just be for the stream. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I have to do more testing on it. But so if you switch your scene collection, so my scene collection right now, yeah, that's my new thing that I'm doing. So if I go to the hotkeys, when I switch to the scene, you'll notice I have no hotkeys because I haven't set up hotkeys on this yet. Like, I really don't care about my stuff. It's just using me talking, waiting for others to talk maybe. Ah, stupid all-seeing eye. It's not an all-seeing eye, it's a nebula, but it always makes you wonder, isn't it? Backdrop is, yeah, as Aquarius, Age of Aquarius, because that's where we're in. Ooh, yeah. Alright, so scene collection. I'm back at the Unity 4J scene, even though it's on my profile. If you go to settings, if you go to hotkeys, you'll see that I've got my hotkeys set up. Now there's an important reason why I use hotkeys. Well, one, if you see my setup, right? So I'm streaming here on Restream, I'm streaming there on Facebook, I'm streaming here on the Unity 4J YouTube channel, and I can't, you know, it's hard to pinpoint with the mouse. Click on this, click on that, click on this, click on that, click on this, click on that. It just takes too much time. So just having a hotkey where I can just press a button or two buttons like Alt 1, Alt 5, Alt 0, whatever, just makes it easier. So what I end up doing is setting up hotkeys to make the transitions easier. For example, this is where it starts off, and I'll use this to start it so it disappears. I think I have I didn't set up hotkey because I was in a hurry. Basically, I set up all this in like 15 minutes. I think maybe 30 minutes because I had to add in a couple more while we were supposed to be streaming. Just it's the nature of the beast, it seems. I hate using that term. Okay, so I'm gonna use Alt. Oh, not Alt 5. Ah, crap. It was Alt 6. So Alt 6, I just turn on the Kill the Messenger song. You know how it was there before, but this is how I'm starting up the live stream. So if I use my hotkey Alt 6, it automatically turns on Kill the Messenger from the beginning, and it goes. The only bad part is you don't get an indication for how long the media that you're playing is going for, so that kind of sucks. So you just have to keep a watch on the mixer on all your screens. And when you're going to be doing this, you don't need to go ahead and worry about streaming on 3 different computers, 3 different streams or restreams. But anyways, that's what it is. And then if I wanted to go over to, say, the overview video, I'll go and do Alt 9 because I know that's the thing. And so you can see overview video is playing, and I make sure that the desktop audio is muted because the desktop audio has the Zoom meeting still going, but I want to make sure that no one's hearing anything in case they're talking in the background saying, "Are you ready? Are you set up?" And you know, it just detracts from whatever's being shown to the audience at that time. And then when it's about ready and they're ready to queue for doing the Zoom, You just go ahead and do this one with the logo. That one's supposed to be the zoom, but I don't. Problem with Zoom and OBS is you can't really share your screen on Zoom while OBS is running. Messes things up just because it does. So it's easy to transition to different things. So if I want to transition to the next video, which is Julian Freedom video, you know, I have it on Alt 5. And if I want to transition back to a different music, like Kill the Messenger dance remix, Alt 8, and then say end it with bright lights, Alt 7, but keeping the image the same. The reason I prefer this, a lot of people, what they would do is they may click just going to next one. They don't want to bother with hotkeys. The only problem is look how small of a difference it takes to make a mistake. You might accidentally press Kill the Messenger when you're gonna try to pick overview video, and you're like, oh no, right? The other problem is, and you probably might have seen me mess up, is sometimes you can't have everything set up before the actual stream starts. So what you end up doing is going to studio mode, and a lot of people use the studio mode when they're live, and it's handy, but again, if you're on 3 computers, using studio mode on all 3 computers and clicking on transition on each one, it just takes a lot of time, and especially with going on and off of sources, you can, even if you hotkey those, it's just too much. You just want to keep it as simple as possible. A lot of people, when they're ready, they go ahead and switch it over, and by just doing the transition, and, you know, and this is the one that goes away. So that is like the manual, most typical way of people going ahead and transitioning, but I think it's a lot easier because to do it the other way. The reason why is, for example, say this wasn't muted, right? This is desktop audio and you're listening to me talking on Zoom, and while the video is going, and that just messes up. No one can listen to video, and someone in the background might be saying something, and it's just not good in general. So when you transition, right, the desktop audio is gone, and you can't you'd have to click on it right when you transition. Because you can't really do that very easily and very fast, you're going to get a little bit of a blurb of sound coming from it. So basically what you do is you set up your hotkeys, and you can't use your hotkeys while you're in transition mode, so you'd have to exit out of transition mode. And so when you go here, you go to your hotkeys. What I do is I make sure that the desktop audio, all the hotkeys that I use to transition to whatever it is, like the break, that's what I use in the party break. I can rename all these to Unity for J. So Alt 0, 9, 8, 7, 5. If I use those to transition, or if I go back to Alt 1, which is basically a zoom plus logo, then it automatically goes ahead and stops the desktop audio for, okay, so right now you'll see me transition to bright lights, which is Alt 7, and you'll see the desktop audio got muted because it's all set up in hotkeys. You can set up multiple hotkeys for multiple things, so it just makes it easier to transition exactly how you want it. Sometimes what I do when I have to add in something, for example, the Julian Freedom video, it wasn't set up before the stream began, so I had to set that up as the stream was going. So what I ended up doing was just going into studio mode, and I would duplicate the overview video because that's just easier to do. I would rename it, go to it, I would switch the video out to something different, and then I would then it's all set, and I would just make sure you don't have to, like if you click on out of it, you're still in the same mode, right? You're not going to show the video. But the thing is, you can't really you may want to see what you're doing and fix it up a little. Video, it doesn't matter, but if it was like Zoom and something else, then yeah, it would matter. But anyways, that's just an example of how I set up things when I'm live. Is I always go into studio mode, and I go ahead and duplicate and set up scenes from within here. So for example, I have ones where it's like a guest info. So whoever's the guest, I could go ahead and set that up and, you know, do it that way, maneuver things, whatever within this window. I like to just get my images first rather than adding a text GDI. It's just better visual output, but then again, it's also more time consuming. So that's pretty much it with the profiles. You just want to make sure the profile is going to be at Unity 4J, scene selection Unity 4J. Now the problem with this is everyone's setup is different. So what I'm going to show you for a quick example, because this is what I'm planning on, is this is my this is your setup when you go to your whatever drive that you've installed it on, your OS, your profile. Go to users, your name, your app data, roaming, OBS Studio. Everything is going to be basically in basic. And profiles, you can see all the profiles, and scenes, you can see the different types of scenes. Now, when you import to this location, you just want to make sure you import them all both. And you can even import, I mean, you could just, all the import really does is just makes it notice. So you don't really need to use the profile import. You don't have to use the scene selection import unless you're doing it manually, and you can, that's fine. I'll have a script to do that if you have a Windows PC. Oh, hey, see my ear. I hate that. All right. So one of the things you do have to watch out for is when you get all that set up and we're setting up on your machine, the things that may not be configured correctly are your encoders and your rescale output, your rate control, and all this other stuff through recording, which you may not need to do, but it's nice to set up anyway, because maybe you don't want to upload it, live stream it anywhere. You may want to keep on your local audio bit rate. Just go to the highest, which is 320. So stream is basically all you need to worry about, and this is all I do. Video is going to be different, so your base canvas resolution is based on the resolution of your monitor. So if your monitor is 1920 by 1080, you won't see 2560 by 1440. Therefore, when I set up for someone else, I need to know their monitor resolution, because if they only have 1920 by 1080, then I have to configure all of these scenes to be done in a 1920 by 1080 canvas. So it's a lot of upfront work. It's not too bad. It's just a lot of just visual testing and make sure everything's lined up correctly. Some people might have it at even like 1280 by 720. You know, you don't want to go ahead and upscale it. It just makes things difficult. So for example, if I said 1280 by 720 and I clicked OK, you see how everything just kind of got scaled oddly. So that's what people will see. And you can see bright lights, you know. You have to re-transition everything within your scene if you based on your canvas resolution. So therefore, what I end up doing is making sure that whoever I'm setting up initially, as far as their, oh man, can I see? I may have to exit. That's a little that's worrisome. Maybe I have to go up. No. Okay. That sucks. Let me exit and start it up again. I think I just found a bug in OBS. That's easy. Let me just check real quick. Let's see. I can't get up to the now it's rescaled outputs. Huh. That's weird. How did that happen? I may have to edit the the profile configuration settings. That's really lame. That's okay. Let's not worry about that. Here we go. Back to profile scene selection. Oh, let's see. Settings. Okay, there we go. Think. Kidding me. Yeah, I just found a bug and I need to fix it. Really that's kind of it. There's really not much to do right now. I think that's pretty basic. What I've been working on, but I really haven't had much time because of course I do like to stream too and talk about certain things or let people know certain things, or I just any other stuff really. So I'm trying to work on a script and it should be easy enough. So basically if I want to use a hotkey remotely to another whatchamacallit? Oh, you want to come in. This was going to be a solo one, just to do a training, but I think the training's done. At this point, you can end the video. I'll just go and open it up to the Aussie brother from down under. And let me put in the OBS invite, and going to go to show non-video participants and going back to the different views. See how I just made that transition? That was all manual though, because I make sure I transition it when it's a solo view and hide on participants in Zoom. It just makes the appearance better. And here we go. You can look in the description box. It should update. This is just on YouTube. I'm sorry for people who are on DLive. Not that anyone from DLive ever comes on here anyway. And then on the live chat, there you go. So, and you know, this is just my idea of how to do things. You don't have to necessarily do it the same way. And also, if there's a better way to do it, by all means, go ahead and let me know, because I'm all ears. Let's see. Hey, how's it going, Ryan? Let me okay, it automatically went to non-participant, I think. Hold on, I guess.
How you going, brother?
Good. Hold on, let me fix the transition.
Yeah, hang on.
There you go. See,
Cool
eventually
stuff.
I'll just have it automated, so I just click on a button or a hotkey to launch a script, and then it propagates to everything else. So I don't have to go to the different computers. But I don't. At this point, I'm hoping that I don't even need to do this on multiple computers. I could just work on one stream while someone else works on another stream, etc.
So I did a little Julian Assange thing today, and I thought I was pretty proud of myself. I'll show you now what I did. Share screen. So I was working in Illustrator, and I created you know how Facebook has frames? You know what Facebook frames are?
Yeah, I've seen them. Every time you're a new user.
Yeah, so I did a Julian Assange one. So anybody who looks up Julian Assange, I haven't put it up yet, but this is something like what I did.
That looks pretty cool.
And then what you can do is, if say this image here in the background is, I don't know, let's do something different. We'll do hang on, where are blending options? Say their image is a black and white image, so we'll do color overlay of gray, which will do that to that, right? Don't worry about the font, the text. The text is interchangeable. So say something like that, and they've got a. What you can do is you can go to the Julian Assange one and say, okay, we want it in color overlay. Where are we? Color. Where are we? Over there. Okay, so no, that's not what I want. Why is it not doing? Why is it doing that? Why is
Cue
it
the
doing
Jeopardy music.
Yeah, hang on. Blending options, color overlay. So you can do a different color. It's that's a pattern overlay. I don't want pattern. Fuck that shit off. I want color. This mouse is starting to piss me off. Okay, so we can go into color and go, okay, we want the red or a dark red or a darker red. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have the text, and the text will change color, and you can have like 20 of these different colors. You know, you can go over here to there to there. You can go up to blue.
Yeah, what I like is you can actually also use that as a template for like any quotes that he says.
Absolutely. And then like you can go with any color of the rainbow, you know, bright colors, because, you know, they've got you want a bright green. You can't really tell. The darker colors are better, darker color. But, you know, it sort of gives you the ability to create as many Julian Assange, and you can upload them for nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. You just keep uploading them, and people can say, okay, I've got a picture, but I want a Julian Assange one that actually matches my picture, that doesn't contrast, because you don't want a gray one like that, or to match the gray that the background is. So yeah, I just thought that would be an idea. And then oops, you can turn off that effect. Brings that back, and you can go, okay, so, you know, you can go through all the different colors that the creators want to, you know, create. You know, you can go if you want to go a yellow color, you know, maybe not that, but, you know, all the different, you know, all the different colors that you can put up there, you know, and then you can put quotes in there. You know, you can do anything really, and then yeah, it just fits to every picture on Facebook, and then they can pick whichever one they want, whichever color they like. So that's what I did. And changing colors is, you know, as you saw it takes me 10 seconds to change a color.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good. Did you share that up on Discord? The only thing about Discord is I mean, there's a lot of people now. I'm used to having it when there's Discord of like 5 people.
Yeah, I didn't know where to go, so I just say your Discord, I'm out of here.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a lot to just. There's a lot of people trying to add in something, but then like, what do I do with it? Who can use it? Where can I put it? How do I get this approved? And it's tough. It's tough to organize. It is. But
and you can put shadowing effects on it and everything. It's not, you know, so it looks at like 3D drop shadow. So
and that's good. You should do training videos like this. That way other people can use the same application or whatever, and they've got an idea to do, like add to it, and like you could just have your project file that you could share, and they'll update it, and there's a new project file or separate project files that have other things to it too. So.
Like I'll show you this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, But I just put a little bit of a drop shadow on it so you can see how it's a little bit 3D. Comes off the page a little bit. I don't know if you can see it.
Just like the color.
Not really.
Like color
It's
filling.
it's called a drop shadow. Hang on.
Hey, can you switch it back to the 2D non-drop shadow?
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, I see a difference now. Yep.
Sort of gives his face that the look, under his eyes, that he's actually there.
Does it automatically do that, or did you add in those?
I put it there. Okay. I put it there. You can turn it on and off.
No, I mean the drop shadow effect is that automatic from the application you're using? What are you using?
No, you got to. Yeah, it's on there, but you've got to do all the adjustments and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has a default, and then you just mess around with it. So
you're using Adobe
Photoshop.
Photoshop, okay.
And I'll show you how easy it was to do the Julian Assange face. This is how simple it was. Hang on, just let me end this. And I'll just do share screen, desktop 2.
Why are you doing that?
So this is like the original in Adobe Illustrator, and then what you do is you go File, Open Recent Files. I think it's an image. No, it doesn't want me to do it that way. Okay, so we'll go Open, and we'll go down to, where is it? It's pretty simple. This is the image I used. Yes. Where is it? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Control-0. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I'll just shut that down and go File, Open. And then what you can do, it's a really nifty trick within within Illustrator and that. Where is it? Image. Who's this guy? Who's this guy
I don't
with
know.
no beard?
Why is he bald?
Why has he got no face hair? If you got a file name that's the same, you can do. There we go. So that's the image I used.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you can do is you go to Windows and you do image trace. And then it brings up this window, this little tab, and you always click preview. And then it adjusts. And then what you can do is you can just adjust these sliders, mainly this slider. But because he's got white hair,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
it doesn't really pick up his hair.
Yeah.
So you just mess around with that, and then you can keep the white on. So or you can turn the white off, or the white space, ignore the white, and then it will just create all this black space. Will be in a multiple image. And then what you can do is you can bring that image back in again, and then you can trace around his hair if you want.
Yeah.
And then that's basically it, man.
What you could probably do is just create a second layer with his actual hair, and just do a part with the hair itself, and just add in that additional layer if you wanted the hair.
Well, you can do stuff do trace in Photoshop as well. And then you can add all different effects to it if you do. So you click on it, you want to expand it. So you want to expand all the dots and the paths. And hang on, let's max the paths out. Let's max the corners out. No, maybe not. Maybe not the paths. Let's make it a little bit sharper. Yeah, that's better. And a little bit more noise. No. And then what you do is you go Object, Expand. and click OK. And then what it does is it create, and then you can ungroup it, and then it creates, like, you can change this color. Like you can go wrong. So that it selects everything that's connected in that black bit there. That's all connected. So you can change that color at will. Oops. So you can go. Okay, it's stupid RGB, stupid thing. I don't know why it does this. It does this all the time. Wrong one.
It's user error.
Yeah, it's definitely user error. So RGB is what I want, and then like you can do different color. It's definitely user error, but you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
So you can change. You should be able to just change the black. Why is it going to black? Why is it doing that?
You know, once you go black.
Yeah, you never go back. I know why. See the white? See that white? You can delete that white. And what it'll do is it'll keep this white, his chin and his chest. So watch this. If I just select that and we go blue. Just go on RGB again. Gone there. There we go. But then what you can select these bits as well. All right. And then grab the eyedropper and just select that. So it clicks that same color. But if I do a box and I change the color to, I don't know, green, and I send this box to the back, see how the white's still there?
Mm-hmm.
But you can get rid of this black as well. This black's on its own. So you can zoom in and grab this. Whoops.
Hey, could you try putting, instead of green, put red, since red went in blue? Just wondering how it would look.
Can do that. I don't know why it's not picking up that. There we go. Hang on, just let me do a dropper. There we go. And then you want this to be red, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we want it to be a bright red because it's bright red. And then we can zoom out. There you go.
Yeah.
But you can connect this like up with a really thin line, like a really, really thin line, white line, and it will come up. I'll do that. I'll fuck around with that, and I'll come up with the white line of his hair, so it's white, and that'll fill in that white space of his face and his forehead.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you gotta post that somewhere. I'll add that in my Facebook. I mean, all I've got is the same NRA hat with the crazy lady attacking me. I don't know if I'm gonna get. I'll top that one ever.
Nah, no one will top that, man. No one I know will ever top that shit. So, actually, what I'll do, file, open, and I want to import this file, so I've got to make it file too. No. So yeah.
All right. Anyways, I was gonna just show just real quick what I usually do. When there was that bug where the so there's a bug where I would use early on. So it was in Uniter for J. What you do is you go to the basic dot ini, which is configuration file. I forgot what the ini stand for, as far as the acronym. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with that acronyms, like I said. So when you actually go to the actual configuration, you can see a whole bunch of stuff. The problem that I had with, and you can easily do a search, is just the base resolution And here is 1280 by 720 where I can change it. So you can just go ahead and change it 2560 by 1440. I go ahead and Control S, which is save. And then if I open up OBS, I know, sorry for all the segues, but I just realized, you know, when you just have to change something when you're working on something. So Unity for J, the profile's there, scene is there, and you can tell by just looking at the top. And then if I go into settings and the video, you can see that it's now back to where I wanted it. So yeah, I was always good at finding bugs. That was my specialty. But anyways, I think that career path is long gone and I'm officially unemployed. Oh boy.
There's not many jobs out there where you are?
No, I mean, I'm sure I could find jobs. There's this project I want to finish and see if I could get any money from it. Like I'm hoping to get like at least a few thousand people on it to use it, and then eventually make some money to keep going and build another project and have other people working on it. You know, they can get paid and just make updates to the project I just started. That way I'm working for myself, working for activist causes to make the world better, etc. So I don't have to just go back to the system to make money and go back here, you know, do things off and on.
Yeah. Okay, so I just did. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Hang on, just let me. Yeah, hang on. Hang on. So I need to move that out of the way so I can grab all of that. But I don't want to grab that. Just grab that. Stupid thing. Hang on. Hang on.
I need to play a theme song while you make us wait.
That looks pretty fucking good.
Share it. What is it?
God bless America. Hang on. Let's start.
Yeah, that looks good. I mean,
Any suggestions? Maybe take his neck up a little bit. This little bit here. Sort of like under here.
Yeah.
But over here. Or what I could do is I could do a different colored shirt. No, I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good. I mean, yeah.
But if you change the colors like to whatever, just let me. Ooh, come on. So there's that, and we'll group that. So we'll go G, and then there's that and that, and we'll group that G. And if we bring that over to here, and then we can move that one out of the way.
So
move that one in.
So what's the sentiment in Australia as far as the public?
Australia's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Australia. They don't care, man. They seem most Australians seem as a fucking as what the government says that he is, which is not. Well, if he didn't break the law, he wouldn't be in the predicament that he's in. It's like, fuck off. Get a fucking idea, mate. And that's exactly what it's like, man.
Trust me, there's a lot like that in the US too. That's how propaganda works.
Yes, I know. So if you do, hang on, I'm going to have to do this a different way. So if we, no, I should be able to. Because I didn't go. Yeah, I just went from that to that. Hang on. Just let me grab that. So it should just do the blue. It shouldn't do the white. Why is it doing the white as well? Okay. So we'll ungroup it. Go all the way down to ungrouping it. So it should ungroup that. So if we go and select, whoops, select that, and then select that, and then that. See, I grabbed these colors from the website. So, and then I can change all the colors, and then what'll happen is when you put an image in behind him, like that. Hang on, just let me change these parts as well. Whoops. Change that, that, and no, not that. That though. Fucking hell. Press the wrong button all the time. And that, and then do dropper of that, right? And then we can zoom back out, and then we can group all of that. So Control G, and then we can take it into Photoshop, and it'll be like this. Oh. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And it will look like that.
Yes. Make it look easy, except for the parts where you take forever.
Sorry, man.
I was just kidding.
So yeah, and then you can like change all the colors and shit, and you know,
yeah,
you can do all that. But I just grabbed the two major colors from the Julian Assange website, and I thought, yeah, those two colors look good, and then went with that. I reckon it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, my back is killing me. It's been hurting since this morning. I had pretty much trying to fix my back all day, and then I did my stream, then something else, and I had to ask my wife to pick up the kids, and she did everything, and I feel bad. But
yeah, I get lower back pain too. So
this is like the mid upper back, where if you even breathe too deep, it hurts, or like that affects your movement. It's weird. It's like I've had it before. But that's, I don't know. Maybe I just need to go fishing, and that'll help it.
Yeah, man. Any excuse to go fishing.
Any excuse to go fishing. I need to change the oil on the car. So once I do that, I'll go ahead and maybe go out far to actually fish for trout. Otherwise, it's all crappies, channel catfish, and bluegill with occasional largemouth. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. Did you want to do a stream?
I'll start one up.
Okay.
I'll start a fresh one up.
I'll send you the host. All right, everybody. We're gonna end this stream for the training. We're gonna go on to Ryan's stream. He's gonna start one up, and then we'll just talk about whatever there. All right. Thanks, guys. And if you want to stick around, I'll go ahead and give you the link to Ryan's live stream on the live chat for YouTube. In the YouTube live chat.
I'm just downloading an update. So.
Okay, so I'll see you guys in about an hour.
Yeah, no, tell me about it.
All right, I'm ending the stream, but I'll still